Guys, Tommy from Modern Mafia Racing. Today we're going to show you how to do a headlight restoration. Our car is a 2001 Mazda Miata MX-5. Down in Florida, you'll notice especially the sun kind of kills headlights, gives it a real dull appearance. What I'm going to do today is show you how to take care of that in a professional way. Now, I do know that Mothers and Meguiar's, they all offer kits as far as headlight restoration. This is a little bit more in depth. Several different grits of wet sanding paper. This one obviously isn't that bad. Tried a small spot by hand and it will come up good. So you don't have to go too aggressive with it. If the headlights are really bad, or if there's a factory clear coat on the housing that's flaking, you can get more aggressive with it and go with a more coarse sandpaper. A multi-pack is good for this application. 1000 grit, 1500, 2000, and 25. Just like with metal polishing, you cannot skip any steps. You're going to start off with a course. I'm going to start off with a course on this headlight. Start off at 1000, go over it with 1500, go over it with 2000, go over it with 2500. You can go on headlights as coarse as 320 or 400. You can also use a palm sander or DA. But again, you cannot skip any steps. If you're going to go aggressive with 320 sandpaper, got to go up in steps, 400, 600, 800, 1000, all the way to 2000 or 2500. What you're also going to need is a bucket with some water, a buffer with a wool pad, a foam pad, compound, polish, and wax. Some people like to clear coat over their headlights when they're done. I'm kind of against it because it ends up flaking. It'll end up flaking and looking like crap again in like 3 to 6 months. So as long as you keep a good coat of wax on it, on your headlights every 2 weeks, they'll stay looking fresh. You're also going to need some microfibers or some rags, and I'll show you how to do it. We're going to start with step one. The best thing to do is wipe off the headlight, make sure it's clear from any sand or debris or anything that's on it, any bugs or whatever. So you want to wipe it completely clean. We're going to start with 1000 grit wet dry 3M sandpaper. As you can see, after the first step with 1000 grit sandpaper, it will look more dull than when you started. That's all right. It's plastic, it's going to haze up. We are ready for step number 2, which is 1500. Third and final step for me, I'm going to be using 2000. You can end at 2000 or you can go up to 2500. It depends on the compound that you're using. If you have a more abrasive compound that will take out the 2000 scratches, you can use that. If you have a lighter compound, I suggest going a little bit lighter to a 2500 grit sandpaper. Okay guys, next thing we're going to be doing is compounding the headlights to get all of the wet sanding scratches out. You could pick one of these buffers up from Harbor Freight for like 30 or 40 bucks. Get yourself a wool pad. And I swear by Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, it is abrasive, but it also has polishing qualities. This is what I use. You guys are free to use whatever chemicals you're comfortable with. And just be mindful of the way that the buffer spins. You want to roll it off of the edge, never into an edge. Also, the speed setting, I'm going to go with a slower speed setting as opposed to high. It is plastic, you can melt the housing of the headlight. So I'm going to go with the slower speed setting. It's not a race. I'm not trying to win anything. So. As you can see, all of the sanding haze came out with the compound. The next thing we are going to be doing is taking out any streaks or swirls left from the compound. I'm going to be using a foam pad and Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. Let's see how it turns out. Okay guys, after I polish everything cleaned up kind of nice, this is my personal final step. I usually put a coat of wax on it just to help protect it. I know a lot of people like to clear coat over it once it's done. Like I said, I've had too many bad experiences where the rattle can clear coat will start flaking off in 3 to 6 months. If you know a body shop that can have them clear coat it with urethane professionally, that's the way to go. If not, a coat of wax every couple of weeks will keep them looking nice. There you guys have it. It's a quick little 15-minute restoration to keep your headlights looking good. Yeah, you can see the difference from one headlight to the other. I do know that they make kits, but sometimes those kits are expensive. You can do this a little bit cheaper yourself, and it's a better quality finish.